Hello everyone, it's me, Daddy Spoon, King of Wakanda. I'm back with another how to randoms tutorial, the ultimate random guide. Today I'm gonna be featuring the Estuary, the second map of the series. We're gonna be demonstrating the three main classes most people play, which are DDs, cruisers, and BBs. And we're gonna be going through how to. Uh, I've I've taken some of the feedback you guys provided in the first VOD. And yeah, so we're gonna start working with DDs and then cruises, BBs, and then so it doesn't get confused. We're gonna try to make it as simple as possible. So yeah, so we start with DDs. You're playing Estuary. This is the 4 cap layout. There is no 3 cap layouts like here. It's a 4 cap layout. You have A, B, C, D, and yeah, so we start with the south spawn. Let's say you're playing a DD. You spawn here. Usually what you want to do, again, you want to control flanks as a DD. This area is really a large area, and usually if you want to do this, and there's like, let's say a radar, like a radar cruiser here, or like here, they can have the 12 kilometer around the cap, and you will bleed HP for free, something you definitely don't want. On the other hand, you can do this, and you can go like this to early spot, because again, cap will wait. There is no like no rush for the cap. You control your flank, you win the flank, then you can cap for free afterwards. You can do this. This is a no. Going through middle like this is definitely a no, because you can get caught and you will die for free. Same for the north spawn. Like if you spawn in DD, you don't do this. This is like really tricky, especially if you're like slow DD. If you do this and somehow you get caught, let's say Smallland Ragnar, not Ragnar, I mean it can be fast with this speed boost. Let's say Marceau RPF, Smallland Gdansk. They can really kill you there fast, like very fast. So don't do this, it's shit. Try to do this. Spot the flank as well. And try to provide some spotting for your div mates. This approach is shit, like I said. You don't want to do this. This is really shit, and you don't want to do this. These are really bad approaches. So consider that you can get caught behind the cruisers here, and they have like huge radar coverage around the cap, which is this is what the 10 kilometer looks like. Oh wait, this one. Why it doesn't show like the diameter? Huh? Usually it shows with the numbers. I don't know why it doesn't show. Okay, let's try again. I don't know what's happening, but apparently either it's bugged or something is not going on for me. I don't know. Transparency 2? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It doesn't want to show the I don't know. Whatever. You guys get the point. So make sure like not to do these like close quarter approaches. Always consider your exit plan. Remember, you can always disengage. You can, like, if you're radared, you can always run away like this. This is open area, and you can always have an escape plan, and you can save your HP for a late game. Cruiser wise, okay, we're gonna go for DDs in middle. Usually if you spawn in middle, this is kinda shit, by the way. These, let's highlight them in red. These are shit approaches. 1 second. These are very shit approaches. You never know what's on the other side. You can be caught, something you don't want to do, and you'll die for free. Like they squeeze this map for tier 10 matchmaking. Usually it's like tier 6, 7, 8, even 9, but now they squeeze it in tier 10, and doing this in a tier 10 will most likely get you killed in the first like 10 seconds of the game. Something, you want to play the game and have fun, so don't do this, and you'll be like a downfall for your team. This is really bad approaches in a DD, because again, you never know what's on the other side. You never know. It's kinda shit, and watch out. Doing this might get you caught, and yeah. Usually when you spawn in a DD here, what you want to do, you need to see if it's a 4DD format, and let's say there's one DD here while you're here, and the other DD is here. You want to support the other DD. Make a 2v2. Make 2 DDs here and 2 DDs there. Same for the other spawn. Like, let's say one DD here, one here, and two here. You, as a DD, you want to go and support the other flank and support the other DD, which I demonstrated in an early Elbing game with Minigumu. He was alone, so I went to support him, and we won this entire area. You don't want to go middle, it's kind of shit, so remember that. I actually did this with the Elbing, and we control, and we won this entire cap. So remember that. If in those like DDs, yeah, you don't want to go middle. The red is definitely shit, don't do that. Again, if you're the only DD, see like what you can do. You can like press tab, see what are you like dealing with, how many raiders, how many raider destroyers, if there's a CV sub, and always see like which cap is weaker, and then go for that cap. Try to reinforce it. Seaside, seaside, what you want to do, also you want to go flank as well. You want to go flank. Usually a lot of people do this. A lot of people do this approach. They do this or they do this, which is extremely shit and bad, and I will demonstrate why. As a DD, you need to do this. As a DD, there's two options. Option A, if you're fast, you try to spot wide fast. Same for the other DD. Try to spot wide. Again, there's like few details I'm gonna demonstrate. A lot of people also do this. If you're a vampire, let's say Z 42 or 52, they do this. It's not bad, but you need to make sure you have support on the flank, because if you lose the flank, you might die here. A lot of DDs do this. This island is kinda covered a bit, and it covered the destroyer really well, and you can zone people out, but you need support on the flank, because people can monk on you. These two are not as bad approaches. I mean, they're really good, especially if you have div mate, let's say radar, or there's like a 3v3 and the DD is here while you're here, and you have like a BB here or cruiser. You can always get like high rewards. This is a bad approach from both north and south. You don't want to do this approach. This is bad. This is really, really bad. This is bad, and I will tell you why. So if there's a cruiser, cruisers play around this island a lot. A lot of cruisers hide here, like they play here. A lot of cruisers play here, and others plays here. Same here. 12's here, and people play here. If you're like here going for the cap and there's a cruiser in your face, like let's say it will be like nearly 6 kilometers, 7. He can even surface slit you from here without the need of popping a radar. He can bleed you. You leave his range. Let's say he do like 5k and then he gets a permafire. You're spotted for another 2k, and then you leave the permafire range, which is probably maybe 7 kilometer, 8 kilometer, depends on your DD, and then he pops another radar. Yeah, well, you're gonna either dead or you're gonna be literally out, getting really like extremely low. At this point, you can never come back and contest a cap or do anything, which again something you don't want to do. Same for this side. This side is kind of more the DD is kind of more safe than the north, the south, but still, if there's like a Moscow demon, he can always peek, especially with the smoke, and he can bleed you a lot. Like, you need to consider this. Don't do these bad approaches. They're really shit. I will also highlight them in the A cap. This is really shit as a DD. You don't want to do this as a DD. Also, another thing I've noticed, DDs usually do this. You don't want to do this in a DD, because if there's a cruiser here and he pops the radar, you're completely caught. This island is nearly 7 kilometer like wide, or it's not 7, but let's say 5, maybe 5. Like, this is a lot of space. 5 kilometer to cross. You can't turn away because the island will cock you. You can't turn in. That will be the death of you, because you're pushing towards him, and it's easier time for him to hit you, because his shell travel time will take less time by you coming towards him than you running away. Shells will take less time to hit than actually chasing the target. And yeah, don't do this approach. It's shit. Always try to go the flank. It's like the easiest way. It's the safest way. Of course, like if you see no raiders here, you can do that. But again, it's all about the awareness of your gameplay. If you press tab in the start, you make sure to count how many raiders in the team and the enemy team, your team and the enemy team. Remember that. Also, you need to consider who can outspot you and who can be the threat, like a sub, a CV, even a raider BB. Consider all the raiders. If you see a Shongmu or a Minnow, consider they are raiders. Don't like just aint in thinking, oh, maybe they're not raiders, they're smoke. Say in your mind they're raiders. And when you confirm they are not raiders, you can play around it. But in the start, always consider these ships like raiders, okay? Remember that. Like Neptune, Edinburgh, Minnow, the Royal Navy line, cruiser basically, and the Shongmu line. Yu Yang, Hai Shang, all those DDs who can surprise you with the radar. So keep that in mind. Yeah, this is what you need to do with the DD. Go wide and try to spot. It's like really, really, really easy. And yeah, so we're gonna remove all these arrows so we can go for cruisers, and you guys get the point so it doesn't get confused. And yeah, so cruisers kinda depends if you're playing a Des Moines or a Salem or a Minnow Worcester, something you can lob, you can play here. This position is extremely good. It's really good, really good. Same for the north. These positions are very, very, very good. You can always lob on people who are sitting here or sitting here. In a cruiser, you don't want to dive here. So if you play like those ships that I mentioned, you can play around here. If you're playing Stalin, Moskva, Petro, you can play around these islands. These islands are good. You can play here and then you can play here. Since you have an early DD scouting flank, like I stated before, he can provide spotting and you can shoot. Same for this island. This island is protected. That you need to consider. Like you need to be like this, so you can shoot like this. And if there's this threat, you can tuck behind the island and sit here, and you can engage like this and engage shoot like this. This is what we do in clan battles. Like remember, sit like here in the start. You're fully angled to everyone. You can always shoot like this if you want, and if there's like 3 ships send it on you, you can tuck behind the island and they can kill you. They have to literally do this to kill you, like do from the nose or literally do this to kill you. As long as you hold there, you can delay like 15 minutes of their time. Remember that. Yeah, as a cruiser, like I said, the 12-kilometer radars, you can always play them there. They're really, really strong. This position is very, very like long to cross, so you need to consider there. You need to make sure there's no crossfires from middle, from BBs and cruisers, so you can make the play. Or you can also like just do this and then you decide what to do. You can like do this. It depends on the gameplay itself. So yeah, consider that. And if you're playing like lobbing, let's say cruisers like Lol Bear, Worcester Minnow, Jenin, things that can lob. If you spawn in middle, you don't want to go here. If you do this in the middle, this is only goes for clan battles, because if you go here in middle, it's not 7v7, it's 12v12. There's so many more ships that can create crossfires and have angles on you. You don't want to go here. Also, you're so vulnerable to rushes. DD will rush you. They will monk for you. They see you there, they will rush for you. You don't do this, and it's kinda good, but again, it's vulnerable. And these positions are so good. If you're like here, you can always lob on this guy without him seeing you. And remember, you can't reverse long enough, because these people from here and here, they can always lob on you as well. And you can there's a potential of you losing the flank. Another thing, if you also sit here, you can be lobbed by people from behind. Like there's a gap here, by the way. They can lob on you, and this guy can reverse slightly and can use all his guns on you. Same like from here. If you're sitting there and you're hidered somehow by something or spotted, you are most likely dead. So don't do this. It's kind of stupid. Remember that these are very vulnerable positions. Very, very vulnerable positions. And yeah, so again, the 12-kilometer, like or the HE spammers, Zhao, Hindi, the long HE spammers, you want to play them on the flanks. Basically try to play them on the flanks, because you can't use islands. Try to play them, spam, be annoying as fuck. Raider, the 12-kilometer can play around here. The 12, they're really good here because they have the range. The 10-kilometer raiders, they can play here. They can play here and here with a 9-2. The 12s also can play here. I played it myself. You can play here. You can play here. You can play here. This position is very good. You can play also here in the 12 or 10. Also here you can play in the 12 or 10. You can play these islands. You see, these positions are very good for you as a control or an anchor cruiser, and you let the HE spammers play the flank while you're holding the islands and you're trying to support your teammates. Also, you're sitting bowing, so they can just rush you, because if you're assing, there's always a potential of you being zoned out by ships, and you'll keep kiting while they're getting the cap. And yeah, if you're playing a Moskva kiting or Stalin or Petru, you might use a flank, and you can't push back. Obviously, you're spotted from Nanya, and if you make that one turn to come back, you might get punished, something you don't want to do. So yeah, you try to play by win, stay zen and control your flank, make no one move, because if you spawn as a cruiser, you can always do this. You can always do this. You can do this. You can do this if you want. These islands are good, by the way, but you can also do this and you can do this. You have options. You have a lot of options for cruisers. You have a lot of options here. These islands are good, so if you know how to play them, you can like really hold your flank and you activate the Gandalf mode. Middle spawn, if you spawn mid, you don't want to push, you can try here. This position is also good. We usually put a Moskva in clan battle there because Moskva can raider the entire cap and it have a long fire support, which is amazing. Also, you can also send the Moskva here as well. And yeah, so if you're here, if something wanna go like this, you can slightly reverse like this, and you have all your 3 guns on him and he will die. Also here you can slightly reverse and you can have all your 3 guns on the DD and you will die for free. Remember that, because your 12 kilometer pretty much like hold the entire thing, which is really nice. Yeah, so these are the approaches of the cruisers. Again, you don't wanna do the stupid approaches with like death sentence. You don't wanna do that. These approaches for cruisers are shit. This position is good if you have support. It's good. You wanna play the flank. You don't wanna commit that deep because you might get caught. Also, for you coming from here, it depends. You need to calculate things. And if you try to do this, this is shit. This is bad, really bad. This is also really fucking stupid. This is really fucking stupid. Again, you need to calculate and see if they have like a window you can take it, but in the start, don't do this. This is just like shit and you will die for free. Because everyone have guns on you. They're not scattered, you know, around the map. In the first, like, let's say, even 5-6 minutes, everybody is in a position to shoot you. But later on, in a late game, everybody is like one here, like one here, one here, one here. They don't have that focus fire. But in the start, if you go there, everyone will have shots on you, like from every angle like you can possibly imagine. And these islands are definitely not your friends. These islands are really gimme. There's a lot of like low area grounds. They can always lob on you, so consider that. BB wise, we're gonna jump into BB approaches. Where is it? Usually when you spawn north or south, a lot of people do this in a BB, and also a lot of people do this. If you have like 2 BBs here, which is amazing, you can play both flanks. If you have a div mate, you take the flank, because you can always control the flank, because people can't mong on the flank. If you're a BB and you instead do this, the BB will just walk in. He will just walk in on you and you're forced to kite away because there will be crossfires on you and you'll be running away, and this entire area is literally lost right now because you just turned the wrong side. If you turn this side, however, and you do this, you see there's still a fight going on here. There's still a fight in this line, and you guys, like, you know, trading, you're holding, they're holding, and it depends who can outtrade the other. You can hold like really well. And yeah, you don't want to kite in. Remember that. You need to take your flank. Same as a cruiser DD. Control the flank. Same if you spawn here. You can always take your flank. You can try to hold a bit here to crossfire. It's really amazing. Afterwards, you can play around islands. You can have like an insane amount of snapshots without people realizing, because these islands are very, very toxic. You can always use an opportunity and spot a plane, and you can lob on people without them realizing. And yeah, especially for, you see this is a low ground area. People can always lob on you like this. You need to consider that. Also here, if you over reverse a bit, people can like punish you. Remember that. That's a crossfire. If you play here in the cruisers, you need to consider your surroundings and don't over reverse. Also, you need to make sure to keep this big island. You see, this is a low area. This is also a low area. See, this is a very big ass area, by the way. Low. This is like another high mountain, and there's the low ground area as well. You see the island is going up and down, so always try to keep the large area shielding your ship and not the low part of the island, because they can always lob on you. Another thing, in BB middle, I've seen BBs doing this. I did it myself a lot of times. Excuse me. You just do this and you kind of ass in, like you do this. So if a BB wants to mong on you again, you see, that's why we're not pushing and sitting on our Zen here for being vulnerable. You're ass in, and if someone rush, you can always accelerate, and he will never ever hit you if you're kiting away. And you can create a crossfire on this. Same. Oh, excuse me, my throat, holy moly. Let me drink some water. So yeah, you can always do this as well. You can do this as in, so they wanna rush, they can accomplish nothing, and you can lob on the cruiser there, and you can lob and do the crossfire setup, which is amazing. Usually there's only BB in middle, one BB in middle, because there will be two here, or it's like it's 5 BB, two here, one middle, or it's four, like two here, one, something like that. And yeah, you always try to support the weaker flank as a BB main. Same for the north spawn. If you spawn as a BB in middle, you can always do this, and then you decide one here, or you do this. It's like an anchor, and you hold this. You can lob on people for free whenever you want. Here you can lob like this whenever you want, which is amazing. If you have like Banjo, Yama, Vermont, I demonstrated so many times, it's really good, and you're as in, so no one can rush you. If a DD wants to mong on you, you have escaping plan, you're not no Zen, you can always run away, he will achieve nothing beside failing, and yeah, which is amazing, so always consider that. BB on the decap, you want to do this as a BB as well. You have two options. Option A, you can hold here for crossfire and use this island. Option B, you can go wide. If there's two BBs here and you're the closest to the flank, you make sure to secure your flank. Same for the south spawn, you do this, and you can hold here. This position is very very good. This island here is extremely good. But if you're like, again, if you have a BB right next to you and you're the closest to the flank, take the flank. If you're closest to the side and you're going here and your other BB is doing this, you immediately go to the other side, because a lot of BBs usually leave their entire fucking flank wide open. And again, an enemy B can just walk on you with a DD spotting or cruiser, and you will lose the flank, and you will be like you will be zoned out, and this entire like thing is already theirs for in the start, and then you're forced to kite out, and they start gaining ground, and then they start building ground, and they start winning space, and they are zoning you out, and bit by bit, you see, you're losing this entire area just because you insta-kited away. Remember that. It's very important. It's very important. This is like clan battles strat and COTS strat. It works in random as well. It's basically in every feat. You never leave your flank. Remember that, guys. Never leave your flank. Make sure your flank is solid. Make sure it's holding. And if you're holding long enough and your team is winning on the other side, which is amazing, you did your job. You hold enough and your team is walking on them. And if your team is losing on this side, but you're pushing and your DD is spotting, you're the one who can like just push, and your team is retreating while you're winning because their BB run away, and you just keep pushing and gaining space, and you're creating crossfires, which is amazing. Remember that. And yeah, this is the Estuary gameplay for DDs, cruises, and BBs. Again, you don't wanna like also just do this as a BB or do this fucking stupid. You're just losing space and you're losing flank, and you're not zoning anything out. You're the one actually being zoned out, and yeah, eventually you will cost your team the game. So remember that. Control your flanks. Don't do this is shit approach. This is stupid. If you wanna do it like the smart way in a BB. Do it the smart way in a BB, and you can like do whatever you want. And yeah, it's up to you. And yeah, I mean, this is Estuary gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, please let me know. If you like what you're seeing or what you're hearing, please consider drop a like, a comment, and a sub. I'm currently streaming on Twitch/TV Worldspawn. You can always come on Twitch and say hello. And thank you so much for your time, and I will catch you next time. King of Wakanda is out.